Hello, and we are here, grainy as always. Well, my camera is just doing some things. I have my spare, but it's not wired up or anything.
It's alright.
But I'm here, I'm Mo, and I'm here with our lovely judge from Team Nerd Rage Gaming, Michael
Yes,
Storms.
hello, I am Michael. Usually I'm not on broadcast, but I'm always about. Today hopefully should be a good event.
Yeah, we need
Pre-Valentine's Day.
exactly. We needed to up the revenue, so we wanted to put Michael on stream just to get those clicks. And Valentine's Day, but it's the day before, so it's the eve of Valentine's Day. That's why we see Adam, who's in a committed relationship, and he's here the day before he actually has to go see his girlfriend. Same with Trevor in a committed relationship, and here the day before. Now we see a matchup we're probably going to see a lot of at UIC. And what is this matchup, Michael?
This is Gardevoir versus Dragapult. Um, Personally, I'm more of a Gardevoir person. I think Dragapult's little too complex for me at times, whereas Gardevoir it seems a little bit easier to my brain. What about you? Which side of the table do you prefer to sit on here?
I've played about, I don't know, like 8 months of Guardy in recent times. Maybe not 8 months, but about 6 months for sure. Ever since Worlds, I played that to a League Cup, won the League Cup that day. And then I was like, oh, I'm hooked on Guardy. Monkey Dory's broken. But recently at locals on Sunday, I actually won with Dragapult. So Dragapult Dusknoir is a really cool deck. I think it just gives you the versatility of being able to I mean, Dragapult's attack is like the best attack in the game, 260 somewhere. But
Oh
then it's the
yeah.
fact that you're able to use Dusknoir too, and it's like, wait, I get the best of both worlds. So it kind of feels like Guardy's cousin, right? But you get Badoo as well. Badoo's insane. So they're both really
Yeah,
good decks.
speaking of Badoo, Adam is very excited. It's first time playing with Badoo for him at a local event, and I think he's really looking forward to trying to get this out real quick and see if he can stop this board from being built up even further here.
Well, I would hope he has a board because with going draw pass with Dreepy, you just hope that he has something. He has a Luminion in hand, so he's able to really combo out. But I think right now he's gonna pause on that. And at first he's just gonna go ahead and go for, Artizone, check your deck. That's his first deck search. And he's gonna probably nest ball from maybe a Duskull here. He's gonna he could Luminion, but he doesn't have the energy to go like Luminion, Candy, Sparkling Crystal off the Arven. So yeah, it looks like it's just gonna be an instant charge here.
Yeah, not much of an aggressive turn, but if you only have a couple single prizes out in the Rotom, it's not like the Gardevoir can take a huge, massive turn right now at this stage. So a little bit of time to get back in it, get everything set up, get your attackers going. But yeah, definitely turn one pass is not a great place to be in.
Yeah, it's as if he's going second, which doesn't seem too great. I mean, he's behind, but at the end of the day, the game's gonna really start in about a turn or two because we don't even see that's a psychic energy, not a darkness energy on Monkey Dory. So the game hasn't really started yet. Once you see that first darkness energy come down, then you're like, okay, Monkey Dory's a threat. And then you see um then you start seeing like all these other cards come out. And I mean, from there, then you really have to think like, okay, if your opponent's going to really put pressure on with a Monkey Dory, you can't keep damage in play. Then what can I do as the Dusknoir deck, the Dragapult Dusknoir deck? And I think Adam finds that answer here. What do you think he's about to do with those Duskulls?
Well, they're certainly on the bench. I think I think one will probably end up being a Dusknoir on the next turn. I'm interested to see what he does with the Forest Sealstone, whether he chooses to search for something this turn or holds it off for next turn. Um, but let's see here. He just attaches it. Yep. So he's nope. He's just passing with the Rotom ability. So biding his time. He believes he has at least one more turn that the Rotom won't get knocked out here.
And I guess he's really saying like, okay, you also have zero energy and discard for on Trevor's side. So now Trevor's using that Earthen Vessel, discarding what looks to be the TM Evo.
Yeah, I believe
I
that is
think the
another
second
TM
Team
Evo that hit the
Evo.
discard. Yeah.
And we're gonna see Trevor go attach darkness energy to active. Eventually, he's gonna do that, but he needs to find another energy to discard.
Yeah, we're gonna need a little bit more here,
The
if Trevor
Fluttermane's
wants to
pretty
do
annoying.
anything. Yeah, that would be a little bit annoying here.
Yeah, so I think right here he's gonna go for hopefully find another energy, whether he has it in hand or not already. But he's gonna refinement away psychic, then refinement away another psychic, and maybe refinement away a third.
Yeah.
But the goal is to go all these energies onto the well, retreat the psychic energy off of the monkey dory, attach 3 energies to the flutter mane, attach the dark energy to the monkey dory, then move that damage onto I probably would split up the damage between the 2 Dreepies, go 20 with the effective Hex Hurl onto the bench, and then 30 with the Monkey Dory onto the other one, and then that way you really have these Dragapults in range of, like, a triple Monkey Dory play eventually, or double Monkey Dory, triple Monkey Dory play, but
Yeah. Yeah, I certainly think Trevor can take his time here. I don't think any big play needs to happen just yet. So I agree. He should probably spread out the damage as much as he can, just to see what happens on Adam's next turn. Ooh,
yeah, I think he only has 2 energy in discard pile, I'm pretty sure.
yeah, yeah,
Well, he has the 1 energy, and then I'm preemptively saying he has 2 because he has the one on the active, and he's gonna have to retreat it, doesn't retreat for free. But well, that's an Ultra Ball in hand that he draws into. So he draws into Ultra Ball Psychic, bailing him out a little bit. I mean, it's a give and take. You either choose to go for the dark energy off the Earthen Vessel, knowing you only play 2 and you only play 3 darks. So you either want to draw your darkness right away, or you can say, well, I play 7 psychics. I'm going to draw into the other ones. So let me just grab one right now, refinement it away. If I draw into another, cool. If I don't, well, I'll draw Ultra Ball double psychic anyways.
I'll just get bailed out. It's no big
Oh,
deal.
yeah. The odds of that are pretty unlikely. Drawing double psychic, not unlikely, but drawing one of 2 Ultra Balls is got to be lucky.
Yeah, it was a that was a good Iono for sure.
Definitely.
It didn't look like Adam had too much going on in his hand even after the 3 cards that he got at the end of turn, but, looks like he has a little bit more going on for him now.
Yeah. And I definitely would have liked to seen the 20 damage from the Hex Hurl go onto the other Dreepy. Having 50 doesn't really matter just because the Dracloak has 90 HP, so unless you're going by digits of 3 or increments of 3, then you're not really doing anything proactive. There's not gonna be anything like Monkey Dory on the Dragapult side, so you don't have to worry about that or play around it. So I would have liked to seen the 20 go on the other one, just to bring that Dragapult eventually down to a whopping 300 HP, which you can really chip down on it.
Yeah, looks like Adam is contemplating what he's gonna Ultra Ball away here. Certainly needs to get an attacker going, but it didn't really look like he had a lot in his hand that he could really afford to discard
Yeah.
here.
Before the Iono now, he could have gone for more, but then after that Iono, he lost the 3 cards off of instant charge he got. He has this Ultra Ball Arven in hand, so he can go for the big wombo combo of Ultra Ball for Dragapult, Rare Candy, play the Arven, get the Sparkling Crystal, and attach to my active.
Yeah.
Um, he can also go for I mean, if he really wants to, he can go for the play of either using Dusclops or using the Radiant Alakazam and put 20 onto a Kirlia or 50 in the case that he uses Dusclops, and then counter catcher up the other Kirlia and then just knock both Kirlias out. That'll take away some of the draw power, leaving Trevor susceptible to a late game Iono.
Yeah, I think late game Adam might have everything he needs. It's just a matter of, if I'm in Adam's position, I'm certainly not comfortable here. I'm sitting looking down, trying to figure out like, I can attack, but not really doing much here.
Yeah, at what cost? It also leaves him thinking maybe he should force Sailstone for a Joe Cloak possibly, so then that way he's playing around, just some monkey dory math, putting off, it'll put 30 onto the Dreepy and knocking it out, so then he's left with none of his evolution line except for the Dragapult that he knows probably won't get answered right away. So,
Yeah,
they're kind of jousting right now between each other, saying, "Okay, I have my stage 2 in play, and I have my support Pokemon." On the one side, Trevor has the double Monkey Dories, only one of them has the Darkness Energy for the Adrenaline ability, but he has the double Monkey Dories as his support line, and he's really able to bounce those damage counters back. But then on Adam's side, he has the Dusknoir line. He only has one Duskull, not evolved yet, but then he has a Dusclops. The Dusclops is able to Curse Blast, put 50, or it's able to evolve the next turn into Dusknoir, which could just clean KO one of the Monkey Dories or just one of the Curlios.
yeah. It looks like he's choosing to use it now.
Yeah.
What did
Ooh,
he
counter
grab? Counter
catching
catcher. I believe he
Monkey
grabbed that
Dory.
off of the Forest Seal Stone.
Yeah. So that's pretty solid. Since you're able to just take out the Monkey Dory, you know that your Dreepy lives for the next turn unless Trevor can find another Darkness Energy for the other bench Monkey Dory, which I think Trevor already has in hand. He drew off the refinements. If we
Oh,
get to
oh,
see a flash of his hand, then we'll be
oh!
able to.
He
Oh,
grabbed the Curlia.
okay. I think it's just them. They're testing for future events to come.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
also testing for EUIC, so you'd rather practice at a local like the one we have here at NRG, so blessed to have it, but you'd rather practice at a local correctly than to say, "Wow, in our testing match you played wrong and we didn't take it back."
Oh, yeah, yeah, for sure. All these people play against each other so much, and there's just a huge level of respect that we can't really hear what they're saying, but everyone at NRG is just so friendly and would rather things be done correctly. So he takes the
Exactly.
knockout there. I still think Trevor is sitting pretty. I think he's in the driver's seat. Uh,
Especially because he has that other darkness energy. I believe he has it in hand. So if he's able to go darkness onto the other monkey dory, then or he just can grab earthen vessel now. But he'll be able to go double adrenabrain from the active flutter main onto the dust skull. And if he can pair it, well, trying to think first. If he's able to no, because Trevor's at 4 prizes taken too, so he can't counter catcher. It would have been really cool to see him go counter catcher onto the Dreepy, double Adrenabrain onto the Dust Skull, and then Hex Hurl, knock out the Dreepy and the benched Dreepy. But I don't think we're gonna be able to see that. But we might just see a swing with the Gardevoir. Let's go ahead and see what's happening over here on Trevor's side.
if I'm Trevor, I'm just rebuilding my board. I'm not really concerned about the Duskull at all. If you take out one of the Monkey Dories on your next turn, that's a-okay for me. We'll trade one prize for one prize, and then I just clean up the last two. Um, if I'm Adam, I think I'm kind of hoping here. We're playing the hope Pokemon or not.
I think, to be honest, to argue a little bit, I think the red herring is the Dust Skull because you'd like to think that, oh, the 60 HP ghost is not really going to do much, but out of nowhere, your opponent's really able to cripple your board state. They can tag team it along with the play of going like Dusknoir your Gardevoir EX and then counter catcher it, move 20 to a Ralts, or well, move 10 to a Ralts minimum with the Radiant Alakazam ability, and then knock out both Gardevoir EX and the Ralts. So that's another play you can go with. I was definitely using that play versus people at my locals on Sunday. Yeah, I
Hey,
was
this is why I'm a judge, all right? I can't cut it at the
you
top
know the
tables
effects
like
of
these
the cards, but
people.
you actually don't know how
Some
to
Yeah, yeah,
jump
sometimes
through
I
the
roll
hoops
into
and
locals and
hurdles.
it's like, oh, people who get top 8 at regionals and worlds, and it's like, ooh, yeah, I'm just gonna help you guys run the events. You guys can take the prizing for this one.
Yeah, when round 1 you're up against Grant Shen, round 2 Michael Davidson, round 3 Josh Frank.
Josh Frank, yeah.
Yeah, and then, what do you know? Lucas is Lucas Zing is staying in town with Grant Shen, so like he's a round 4 opponent. Like, yeah, that can happen.
Yeah, you just never know. I mean, you could have like a local 4-round local here that is harder than some people's day twos matches.
Especially with the lesser rounds in day 2, we're looking at about 4 rounds. I know that they had 4 rounds playing in the Merida regional, so shout out to Michael for also making top 8. But they had 4 rounds to play, and I mean our 4 rounds are probably harder than any person's 4 rounds, unless you're literally hitting like Tour Azul and 2 others. But
Yeah.
hitting, you know, you just hit so many players that consistently top events. And speaking of topping events, we're hopefully going to see Trevor top his first event at EUIC, but let's see if he can draw out of this Iono first. That'll be the first hurdle before
Yeah, this was
EUIC.
a big one here.
Well, the first
He
hurdle was the registration waves, but
Well,
the
okay, for
second hurdle is going to
UIC,
be
yeah,
drawing
yeah,
this
yeah.
drawing. It looks like it's going to be drawing 2 cards off of this Iono. Thank you for Bryce for keeping up with this. Since we're not physically in the store, if you couldn't tell from me being in my room, you being in yours, but Bryce is keeping up with all this on game or in game information regarding prize cards, record, deck, names, and etc. And so we're gonna see Trevor drawing 2 cards. He
Did
doesn't even
we see
show it to the
2?
camera.
I don't he is so confident. Oh, he just peeked.
Okay,
I don't
let's
know. That
see.
wasn't a good peek. He's looking at him again. He's thinking.
I mean, where you have double Monkey Dory, there's always a way. Your opponent can only ever take out 1 Monkey Dory with the Phantom Dive attack, but I think Trevor's gonna be able to come out on top because Adam can only attack with this Dragapult, and with double Monkey Dory, you can really just knock. I mean, I don't know, man. I'm feeling confident on Trevor's side. He has everything he needs except for maybe a draw out. So as long as he's able to find some semblance of an attack, then he's able to. Oh, we see Adam retreat. But if he finds some semblance of an attack, then we're going to be able to see Trevor really bounce ahead.
Yeah.
He can
Um,
also go. Well, I don't know how many energy he has access to, but he's going to be able to go like. No, his bench is full.
here.
I'm trying to think ahead. I'm thinking, oh, if there's a knockout taken, he can go for the Scream Tail and then Psychic Embrace to the Scream Tail while retreating something, so that way he can Adrenabrain the damage. But he needs to find that Professor Turo
Yeah.
scenario, or he needs to find maybe just a raw
There's a
boss to be
boss.
insane.
Yeah, it looks like
Well,
he just
that
got it off that.
boss just about seals the game. There's 90 damage
That's
onto this
what I'm
Dragapult. That
thinking
means it's
as
at
well.
230 damage. So yeah, he'd be able to find it as long as he can find. I believe he just needs energies if he doesn't have it in discard. Otherwise, boss just gets there.
Yeah, I'm not positive, but it did look like he got boss off of the first Curlia.
Yeah, that looks like the Gutsus boss. So he can attach there.
Yeah, retreat, bring them all back.
Yeah, that's the point where you wish your Flutterman had 3 retreat.
Right, right.
But he only has the 2. That means 40 damage. So then he'll be able to. Oh, or he could just
He
boss up
yeah.
Rotom. I'm so confident on knocking out this Dragapult that I'm like, oh yeah, there's not a
Yeah,
Rotom or
between the
Luminion in
Luminian
play
and the
with 190
Rotom.
or less. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
but he's able
Yeah.
to seal the deal there. Taking out the Dusknoir, I think, was the most beneficial part, and you just had to make sure that your opponent's gonna. They don't get to use Curse Blast. I mean, you take the prize regardless, but it's whether or not your opponent puts 50 damage or 130 damage in play. And if you can avoid that, then you avoid a crippling board state.
Yeah. I think Trevor did make the right call there. I I think it was just an unfortunate game for Adam. He never really got going there. And it always sucks to be, just one step behind where you need to be in the board state to have like a truly back and forth game. But unfortunately, that's just how the game goes sometimes. And Trevor was there to capitalize on it this round.
Yeah, well, I can tell you that Trevor did make the correct gameplay because, or he did make the correct game plan because knocking out the Duskull is right. You're just the judge, so I'm gonna leave
Yeah,
you to
yeah.
do
No, I
that.
believe you. I believe you. Every time I listen and play, I take away 1 or 2 things, and now I know. I know.
Yeah. We're still teaching you how to shuffle, buddy. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
Ye
yeah.
I
Now
was
figure
I
that
will
one out,
say
yeah.
that I remember when a little story time since we don't have a backup stream, but there was a time when Michael and I would get paired round 1 of
Round 1.
every single
Oh,
local,
yeah.
and it was, like, 4 in a row, and Michael, you were playing the Zacian Zamazenta deck.
Yep,
Can
yep.
you tell me about that deck for the viewers that, might be a little more recent into the game or didn't
Oh,
play back
let's
then?
see. Yeah, so this deck, it was a metal deck, and basically Zacian would hit for I think it was what, 230 as like
Yes.
a basic V. Um, Basically you would just try to hit as much as you can, switch them out, bring them back in. Um, it was fun. You would accelerate the energy with Metal Saucer. You were playing a few decks back
Yeah.
then. I think the most notable one was your grass deck.
Oh,
Um,
yeah, dude. Rillaboom's
yeah,
crazy.
Rillaboom, yeah.
I so maybe the Rillaboom deck was pretty crazy. It was like Rillaboom Delmise, and I played Rare Candies because Eggrow rotated. Um, I remember going off a tangent again. I remember bringing like a super. It was like a big box of chocolate from Costco, and I said, "Okay, the winner of this local is gonna end up taking this home," and I ended up winning the local, and I was like, "Whoa, dude! I take my own chocolate home." Um, but I ended up giving it to someone else just so that way I didn't have to take it home because I brought it to give it away.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
that deck was pretty crazy, accelerating 2 grass energy from my deck once per turn per Rillaboom. So it was
Oh,
like an
yeah.
Archeops, but way it was nerfed.
Yeah, yeah. And this was,
Then
like, right after, COVID
yeah, it
and
was like Sword and
things
Shield
started
base.
opening back up, yeah. Yeah, it was, right after ADP, that's what Dan
Yeah.
was
It was
mentioning.
it was a pretty solid time. I think, like, playing you had to play, like, bad cards well. You know,
Yeah,
but I
yeah.
think that deck was just, like, an anomaly because the deck didn't do a lot of great things. I was powering up 2 energy, and it seems, like, so broken. Meanwhile, other decks are, like, taking extra turns or extra prize cards, and I'm over here
Right.
like, "You just wait until I hit for
Right,
240."
just wait till I hit a big number.
You just wait until my deck ramps up.
Yeah.
But I have a soft spot for that, deck. I don't know, it made Grookey, like, one of my favorite Pokemon just through playing, like, the, egg Rowlet and Alolan Executor GX tag team card, and through that, I mean, I found fun with one of my favorite Pokemon being Rowlet, and then I found a new favorite Pokemon being Grookey from that deck, and
Yeah.
it was just so sick, like, that deck was such a combo-oriented deck, and I don't know, it made me have love for, like, more methodical decks rather than just, like, punching a hole through the wall and
Yeah,
getting
yeah.
2 extra prize cards or whatever it may be.
I tend to like the punching a hole through a wall deck
Wacky
or
smacky.
or
Yeah,
like the single prizer control, whatever that version is in the current, whatever format you're playing.
definitely.
Something about those.
Something about decks that just hit hard and don't really let your opponent play the game because you ran them off the board. Yeah, I definitely think there's gonna be a couple decks for you coming up with this new, trainer set,
Oh, yeah, the
the Journey
partner
Together
stuff?
set. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah,
there's
that looks really fun.
there's, like, the hop cards, and like, it's just reminiscent of the old Buzzwole GX. That's what everyone's saying because it's like Buzz Rock. You can play
Mhm.
Hops Double that or Hops yes, Wooloo evolves to
Oh,
Double.
yeah, yeah.
I know my things. Um, but you can play Hops Double that evolves, and it has I don't know what the ability translation is gonna be, but, it's just boss's orders on an evolution. We have, what's the Pokemon that hits for a lot of damage in that deck?
I think it's a lot of them, 'em, isn't it?
Zacian?
I think
Is
it
it
is
Zacian?
Zacian, though. But then isn't there something that, like, either they take less or they deal more? I can't
There's a
remember off the top of my
Snorlax.
head.
I know there's a Snorlax for sure. That's like a little, like, giving food to the fans. There's a Snorlax that does 30 your Hops Pokemon do 30 more damage, and then there's, like, a Stadium that does
Yeah,
more. There's a Hops
stadium
Voice
that
Band, like,
yeah, yeah, you're
the
just
whole
gonna
deck
be
is just
hitting
like,
for
"You want more boom?"
yeah.
And then it's like, you wanna hit harder? How about if you hit harder?" And then it's like, there's no limit to how much damage you could hit, and then you don't even take into consideration, like, What if you play some healing mechanisms in the deck to where you can, like, just do the 30 attack? It's the, jet punch or whatever it's called. It's 30 to active,
Mhm.
30 to bench. And then what if you buff it up to 120 and then 30 to
Right,
bench,
right.
and then you Turo up your Zacian and then 30 to active, 30 to bench. You play a couple counter catchers in there, and then you just, you become a really methodical stall, not stall, but a really methodical spread deck. And then you can close the game out with like a 340 behemoth swing. Like
Yeah, yeah,
I
just
don't know what to expect
boss
from
up
anything like
your
that.
stage 2 EX, let me just get it out of
Yeah.
the way. Yeah.
Like, I have no idea what to expect. I will be playing in the Monterrey regional. That's gonna be the week after Atlanta, so
Ooh,
I'm
exciting.
hopefully gonna see some cool decks from Atlanta and then know what to build. But I'm also a little nervous because what if the deck that I'm practicing since
It's
I
just really bad.
yeah, I wanna make sure that I'm
Yeah,
practicing,
or
like,
everyone's,
at
like,
least a month
prepared for
before.
it. Yeah.
But what if the deck I'm like, "Oh, man, this deck's crazy," and then it just, like, drops off the face of the earth, and I'm like, "Oh, I can't play, like, my Lily Clefairy deck? Oh, no."
Oh, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I have so many theories and so many decks that I think are good, but then again, I'm also not a top player in the game. I'm just someone who, like, I at this point, I just play for fun. I'm retired, so, I care to be more involved with the community, but that leaves me to play the same deck every week because
Yeah,
I
I
don't
get
I don't
that.
need to top events. I just need to, like, show up to tournaments and, like, have fun, see my homies, get food after, but the fact that I don't need to top the event is, like, the reason why I'm like, "Okay, well, I need to lock in for 1. Oh my gosh, like,
Yeah,
please
yeah,
come
like,
along."
adds just a little bit of
Yeah.
pressure to you.
I'm, like, blowing the dust off of my PTCG Live account. I still haven't played since base set, so we'll see if I do end up playing that. I'd rather just play, like, a locals. Like, playing paper cards is so much more important to me. And I value that more that, like, I'll even play, like, my desk I have, like, a tabletop, I have a camera over my tabletop. That's actually where my better camera is instead of on my laptop, but, like, I'd rather do that than to play on a click and drag game where I don't even get, the ability to shuffle my own deck, and I don't know, I'm such
Yeah.
a big, like, fan of in paper cards that it's hard for me to back away from that.
And it really forces you to think a little bit more and to really focus on only the thing in front of you. You know, you can pull up live and then you can have your phone out and you can be looking at your phone and scrolling through Facebook and all of that. But when
Yeah.
you're at an event or you're just sitting across from your friend or just someone at a card shop, there's just a different level of practice that goes into it, and that's, in my opinion, how you really get better. Like, playing a bunch on live will make you get better, but you have to force yourself to really, like, focus in on the one thing that you're doing, which is playing the game. You shouldn't really be playing the game and watching a YouTube video and scrolling through Facebook, that you're just gonna miss things that you wouldn't miss
Yeah.
otherwise.
You're ordering lunch and you're halfway through playing your Turn of Gardevoir, and you're like, "Wait, did I
Right.
refinement yet? Because
Right, right.
I'm ordering a medium pizza." Yeah. Um, I think that, like, the way to get better is definitely, practicing in person. For those players that play 1,000 games a week, the Azuls of the world, the Michael Davidsons, the Josh Franks, all of those players that do coaching and they play a lot online through their coaching, I think for them it's a little easier to just pick up whatever deck because they have to play, you know, Josh probably has to play as Gardevoir versus a lot of players, but that's what he brings to tournaments. But he also probably has to play as Lugia with some of his students who want to practice into it because they're not going to go up to someone random for it. They're going to go to him and be like, "Hey, I know you play Gardevoir. Can you also play as Lugia for 10 games in a row? Can you play as Regidrago for 10 games in a row?" So we see these top players that submit their really good decks for these tournaments, but and they might submit the same deck every tournament. So then that way, like, it's their comfort pick or whatever they're seeing success with, i.e., like, Henry Chow, right? He's only ever played Guardy, but I guarantee these players that do coaching also know how to play these other decks because their students require them to play it. So that's why you can see them really pick it up last minute. It's because behind the scenes they're playing these decks and they're not just advertising, "Oh, my master class is on any deck, you pick which one it is." No, it's just a matter of they're playing these behind the scenes. So once you lift the curtain back, you actually see that like Josh Frank randomly has, you know, 30 games with like the Dunsparce control because no one knows that, but like his student
Yeah.
required him to play it, or it's his fun ladder deck while he's, eating breakfast. And I do think that like paper cards is more important for the players who don't have all that experience at regionals or don't have that experience at league cups because you want to get faster at shuffling, you want to get faster at, accurately price checking if you do that. You want to be more methodical, you want to have a more organized board state. I I say this all the time, and the most important thing to me is being able to play so that I know my board state, my opponent knows my board state, and the judge walking by can know the board state. And as a judge, how do you feel about that? Do you want people to have their cards all stacked up on top of each other, or do you want it laid out better?
Um, Personally, I'm of the opinion that, you know, as long as both players are comfortable with what's going on, that does usually mean that you have to be more open in communication than if you were playing with your best friend at a local. Um, but it also means that like, I'm not going to be bothered, and I think there's been a little bit of a shift in the judging mindset since COVID, at least, of if the players aren't really having an issue with how things are progressing, from like a board state, I guess maybe not pace of play, but from a board state, if someone is ultra balling and evolving and playing a supporter, and there's kind of just like a mess of cards near the discard, as long as both players understand what's going on, it's not really worth my time. It's not really worth interrupting the game to make sure of that. But I do think I prefer when things are clean. I'm actually going to call Bryce out on this. Nothing wrong with it, but a couple weeks ago at the challenge, Bryce was playing a deck. I don't remember which one, but he had a Badu as a V Star marker, and it was just kind of sitting there, and it looked like maybe it could have been in the lost zone. And
Okay.
I was looking at it, I'm like, I don't think that card's legal right now. It was like the day before. I was like, I really don't think that card's legal today. And I'm looking at it. I was like, well, I was like, he works at the card shop. Maybe I just have my calendar wrong. Let me go like take a step away and just see. I was like, it's already in the lost zone, so it's not like it can come back. I'm looking at it. I was like, no, I'm right. That it's not legal yet. And I walk back over and I see that it's the V star marker. So things like V star markers, I think people um, have a lot of creative liberty with. And some of them are really nice, but some of them do cause me to like take a second and be like, What's going on here?"
Yeah, I definitely am a fan of having, your own V-star marker that makes you happy. Let's see if I can't find mine, but I use the Squishmallow V-star marker.
Yeah,
It's Gordon.
Gordon. Yeah,
And on the back, I mean, Gordon's definitely popped off. Gordon has a couple day twos of his own. I owed it all to Gordon. I owe it to the friends I made along the way. And, everyone just has their own little V-star markers. I've replaced well, I don't think I don't think I used the Gordon one for my first day two. I think I used, like, a card from Yu-Gi-Oh! Actually.
yeah.
Um,
That's a pretty
it was a
common
Blue Eyes, I'm pretty sure, but,
one.
like, it's the fact that you can switch out your V-star counter. Players like Rudy Wade, he's actually an artist as well, and so he has his V-star counters.
Yeah, I've seen those.
Um, everyone just has, like, their little it's the way to customize it because, like, if we're in a format where, like, 58 of the 60 cards for Dragapult are solved, like, you need to have a way to customize it to outside of your sleeves or your nails, matching your deck. Um, so just having your own little personal V-star counter is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of pretty dope things. I like when people have, like, I don't know if you've ever seen it, but it's like a wooden carving of, like, a V-star or
Oh, yeah, I've
something
seen
like
stuff
that.
like
It's
that.
so
Yeah,
sick, like,
yeah.
the ability to do that, it's there's a whole metagame to V-star counters.
Right, right. How can you show off to the people at the table? Mine's actually a bit unconventional, I would say, compared to, like, most people's. It was actually something that you gave me. I think they're called, like, the Batrio chips. They're like poker
Oh,
chips, right?
oop, I know what that is. I know what
Yeah,
that is.
and, you gave me one. So for people who don't know, um, I have a chinchilla named Minchino. We actually adopted her 5 years ago today, and, so, of course, Minchino has since become my favorite Pokemon. There's, like, 4 of them in that pile of stuff over there. And so this little chip has a Minchino on one side, so I use that as my V-star marker. So I totally get like the finding your own thing, especially when there's only like so much you can do. You know, your sleeves can be a specific color, you can get a custom play mat, but you know, sometimes you just want to have that one thing that's really like yours.
Exactly, and it's you can let someone borrow your playmat or you can use whatever playmat, but like you said, having your own V-star counter really emphasizes, like, your uniqueness in the game outside of the actual game itself. I've played decks like Gardevoir, for example, shocker, it has no V-star power,
Right.
so the Gordon stays face up when I play, and I never actually flip my V star over, but I still show my opponents like before the game starts. I'll like hold a card and say like a V star used, and I'll have like the Gordon just like stays up the whole time. For those
Yeah, just
wondering, this is
looking at
a
you.
SIR Jolteon, but yeah, so like I'll just have it the whole time, and I'm just like it's nice to have. Um,
Yeah,
there's certain decks that do have V stars, like the Miraidon
it
EX
looks like
deck has the
we've got
Star
one here.
Alchemy V-Star
Oh,
power,
yeah.
and the Charizard deck also has the Star Alchemy V-Star power. That's from, of course, what is that from? What's the Star Alchemy from?
Is this a quiz if I know my cards? Um,
It's really
dude,
obvious.
I don't know. It's got to be Forest Seal Stone, though, right?
It is Forest Seal
Okay,
Stone.
I was like, that's the only card that Miraidon would really have, to my knowledge. But I am so bad with attack names. If you were to put me on like guess that flavor text, I would have no idea. I do know somewhat how to play Miraidon though. Same with Charizard. Um, but
Well, neat of you to talk about Lestat flavor text because we're doing that after this recording.
oh, all
That's
right,
that's
all
what I
right,
have on my schedule. I already
all
have a
right.
tab. I was looking at my phone to have a tab open for it. And alongside you mentioning Miraidon, though, Miraidon is a pretty cool deck. I've never, I mean, I've played more Miraidon than I have Charizard, but I've never played Charizard like this. Do you know what Rafal has in his deck? You can tell by the name a little bit.
Yeah, looks like he's rocking the Dunsparce. Um,
Have you seen the list at all?
I have
It's
not. I'm
crazy.
actually going to try and pull one up.
I can send it to you. I have it
Oh, do
saved
you
in my
have his?
phone.
Okay. Um, I is this the same Dunsparce that your brother used at the
No,
NAX? This is a different
it
one.
is not the Dunsparce that I don't know. Well, I don't even know what the attack name is. We played the same 60 to NAIC 2023 though.
Okay, yeah, I wasn't sure
But
if you
this is
played
the
it or
different
not.
Dunsparce. This is the one that lets you draw 3 cards. It's like dig away flash or something, or maybe that's the attack. I don't know. The people in the
Oh.
chat can say, but the Dunsparce that we're talking about right now, if I can find a picture of the list, this one allows you to draw 3 or you draw 3 and then you shuffle it back in your deck, and then
Oh,
you,
okay, yes. I have
um
seen this card. I have not seen anyone play it, um, but
oh,
I've
I am
heard whispers of
trying to
people
find this.
when it came out, there were whispers of people wanting to play it, I think.
This deck is a vibe. I just cannot find it. Maybe dude, okay. I'm having trouble finding it, but I know that Zach Lesage played it to a cup, and that's where I saw the list. And I was like, okay, man, I could play this to locals, and instead I played Dragapult, famously going 4-0. But I I can't find it for the life of me. But it's such a sick deck. And I'm gonna be sad if I don't find it. But I can find it later. Point being, the deck some of them play the enriching energy, so then that way you can go like enriching energy, which is an A spec. Do you know what it
Hmm.
does?
Uh, is it one of the, like, multicolored
Nope.
ones,
Good talk.
or is it
Um,
the 3? Is it the 3?
no,
No.
dude. It's
I
what are
don't know
that's
names, man.
reversal energy,
I
you
know
judge.
rules. I know
Listen,
rules,
dude.
man.
So enriching energy says when you attach this energy to one of your Pokemon, you can draw 4 cards.
What? Oh
So you
my.
enriching energy, a Dunsparce, 4
Yeah.
Dunsparce, and then you draw 4, and then you shuffle it or you
Shuffle
draw
it back
3 cards, then
in.
shuffle it back in your deck. Isn't that
Yeah.
crazy?
So Rafal's game plan is just draw a bunch of cards here, thin out the deck, and then just win that way.
Yeah, you draw a
Okay.
bunch of cards, you rare candy into Charizard, and then you win that way.
So that's a deck I can get behind.
Yeah, dude, I'll build it for you next time I'm at locals because it's just such a cool deck. I mean, it's something that I wouldn't there's like 40 decks that I wanna play, but, like, I can't. And I guess that's where PCCG Live comes in, but, like,
Yeah, yeah.
I haven't played my account in, like, 2 years, so or maybe 3 years at this point, so I'm just like, well, if I can't build the decks, I'm like, "Oh my god, well, what am I gonna do?" But it is definitely one of those decks that seems incredibly fun. You know, you thin the deck out of energies with the Charizard Infernal Rain ability, and then you dig away Flash or whatever the ability name is, and I think it's dig away Flash. And you do that, draw 3 cards, shuffle it back in the deck, and then if you play Enriching Energy, which I don't know if Rafal plays it or not, but if you do that, then you draw 4 cards, like you draw 7 cards between two a Pokemon and an energy
Yeah,
attachment.
and because you just thin out, like, the energy and all the Pokemon you need, you're really destroying all the trainers you need to get you the win, so, this should be an exciting game to watch. If you're Ryan, what are you thinking here? I mean, surely he's heard of this, but, I don't know if he's ever played against it.
Well, it's definitely gonna be one of his first times playing against it, but I think Ryan's just thinking, "Wow, I don't see a Charmander, so if I knock out this Charizard, then I'm insane." So, like,
I think he's thinking that too, I'm just not
he's
sure it's gonna
probably
happen.
well, if he can get this Raichu back, then he's definitely gonna be able to at least knock out this Charizard. Getting the Raichu back means that you're getting 3 energy, so he does have to see, like, 2 energy off of an electric generator that brings him to 5 energy, and then
Yeah,
attach for turn onto the Raichu would be the 6th energy to be
and
able to hit 360, but he needs
yeah.
either Night Stretcher or the Raichu first. I think he has the Raichu in hand.
It also looked like there were 3 energy, prized,
That
so
doesn't
not an
matter.
no, it doesn't matter, but it would certainly make the generators a little bit harder to hit here.
Nonsense. Miraidon players always hit double
You're
energy.
right,
I've
they always get the
I've versed a
energy
lot
they
of
need.
Miraidon my day, and they always hit, like, all the energies they need, so I think he's chilling. But we might see Ryan go for the more streamlined play, or at least an easier play for the knockout, and going for an Iron Hands onto one of the benched Pokemon. I guess that works, but personally, I would like to go for the Raichu play if he can find like a Night Stretcher for the Raichu, but he's just going to go ahead and do Nest Ball, probably for Miraidon EX, and then for Seal Stone, he can attach that to any of his Pokemon, whether it's going to be attaching it to a Raikou or a Raichu.
Yeah,
See the area 0 go down, or area 0 is already down, so then he's gonna be able to go area 0, bench out some more Pokemon with the
uh,
Raikou.
yeah.
Pikachu's a Terrestrial Pokemon, Michael.
No, I was thinking, like, what I would do here. So
Well,
did he grab the Magneton off of the
he did in fact grab the Magneton off of
okay,
the Star Alchemy V-Star ability,
okay.
and I think that in order to really progress his game state, he just had to do that,
No,
but
I think it's fine. Um, it just looks like he's locked into the Iron Hands play now.
yeah, the 280, I mean, 180 plus 60 or 180 plus what is it? 120. No, that'd be enough damage. That'd be 300 damage. So I don't know why he has the bravery charm on it. It doesn't matter because it gets knocked out anyways,
Yeah,
right?
I don't well,
Right?
180 plus. I mean, Ryan's only got one prize gone, and it doesn't look like he's able to bring up anything else. So oh, what
Well, if he
did I
takes
miss something?
two, Rafal can if Rafal plays Briar, he could just Briar. Which I don't know if he plays Briar in his deck. His deck has a lot of cards. I don't know if Briar's one of them. I'm a little confused here because I haven't pulled up the list, but I'm pretty sure he's gonna look through his deck and say like, "Do I have a Briar in here? Maybe I do. If I do, that's cool. Otherwise, we'll see what he's doing right here." But Iron Hands has 230 plus 50 is 280. But yeah, with he has 3 prizes taken, not 4. I for some reason thought he
Mhm.
took 4 prizes.
Right, that sounds like it would survive,
Yeah,
but
because he took the first knockout onto a lone Duskull.
yeah, it's been a pretty quick game relatively.
Yeah,
We've seen, like, 1 full turn from each player, and it's already down 3 prizes each, so it's a very fast game here. It looks like I don't know, I mean, can you really afford I mean, I guess I don't know. I just feel like you can't really afford the Duskull, Dusclops, Dusknoir play here.
I think he's evolving it just in case Ryan just can't go through these Pokemon, but maybe he's digging for, like, a Briar counter catcher. Well, no, because the 2 pri he's down to 2, but he can put him to 2 with a Dusclops. Um, man, I'm trying to think about what he can do here because, you're never safe at 3 prizes because they can always force you to take the extra prize,
Right.
but I just wanna know if he plays Briar. That's the biggest thing. I think a Briar would be sick right now, especially because you can just pop the active with the Dusclops and then play Briar and take the knockout doing the 270 damage right now.
Yeah, okay, so there's the energy. So he's getting the 4. He
So he
seemed
does play
happy
the
with it.
reversing energy.
He seemed pretty happy with something.
We see a rare candy Dusknoir.
Okay.
Ooh, Briar, Briar, Briar. I
There it
told
is.
you!
There it
Who
is.
called it? I'm the man. Okay, I knew he played I had a feeling, dude. My knee was popping. I was like, "Okay, he has to play Briar," because well, drawing the Briar was the winning card because he already had Dusclops, so I think he just went Rare Candy Dusknoir just as a flex. But
Yeah, it seemed a little unnecessary. Maybe he didn't know the math, or didn't feel like doing math.
yeah,
And I
definitely.
don't blame him. I don't
He
blame him.
can
If
think
you can
about
do
that
a
a
bigger
little bit.
number, you can just do whatever you need.
Exactly. He could think about that a little bit, but speaking of thinking, we have Trevor playing Gardevoir. We showed him last round. It's the Thinker deck. You go through all your actions, you refinement, you do all these things, you turn the oven off at home or whatever it may be. You just wonder to yourself, like, did I turn the oven off? Do I have something prized before I deck search? Whatever it may be, you just go ahead and think about that for yourself. Meanwhile, Trevor might think about, okay, what's the average price on a Monkey Dory SIR? If that's the case, can I buy one before EUIC if I play Gardevoir? Or he's also going to think, wow, what do I do against Regidrago? Because that's what we see on the other side, right?
Oh yeah. I've not had good luck with Regidrago, but it looks like Olive is having, whether it's luck or skill, a better time than I was when I was on stream with this deck. So um, I think from the looks of it, Trevor might be a little bit on the back foot here.
Nonsense. I believe because when it comes down to Regidrago and Gardevoir, I heavily dislike the Regidrago V-Star deck, partially because I've never gotten a chance to play it consistently. My brother's been borrowing the deck, so but now it's his deck, like, it just has to be. He's gotten 3 day 2s in a row with it, so I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, bro, you can keep it." But I've never really gotten a chance to use it aside from borrowing it from, Brian, our caster who's normally here. So every time he lets me borrow it, I'm like, "Oh, this is cool, whatever," but I'd rather just play Gardevoir or something else. I think that Regidrago, it's not my cup of tea.
No, not really mine either. Um, but I can't deny that, maybe it's not as good right now, but it was really good for a while.
Yeah, it was the undisputed best deck, or at least the deck to beat in the previous format before Badoo came out. The Badoo just makes it so that, like, you're susceptible to getting Badoo locked, and they can use Itchy Pollen if you ever use the Kyurem to lock your Regidrago active, and it makes it really, really uncomfortable for you when you're not able to V-star for your prime catcher or switch, but instead now you're like, "I could V-star, but at what cost? I can't grab anything." Or
Yeah.
I can't grab anything useful.
Yeah.
No energy switches, no switches, but
Yeah.
we don't see a Bidoof in play, and we don't see a V-star used yet, so we can really see, Olive come around to taking a 3 prize turn if they choose to. They
Yeah, it
can go
looks
ahead and
like
cure him, the Monkey Dory, Kirlia, and Ralts.
yeah, I didn't see Kyurem in the deck, so I'm not sure if it's discarded or in the prizes, but
I feel like it's one of those first Pokemon in the discard, so we might see that. Additionally, if it's not, then we could just see a Dragapult attack.
yeah, lots of card draw here too, between the Fez, Mew if possible, Teal Mask.
Definitely. I believe Olive's was that the Dragapult? Or not Dragapult, was that the Kyurem?
Uh, I saw a research and something
It
else.
was the card before the research. I think it might be Kyurem. Whether it is Kyurem or not, the Kyurem play leaves you, like, really susceptible to, like, Iono plus Badoo, or just getting Badooed in general, or Iono'd, like, whether it's gonna be the Iono and the Badoo together, or just the Iono or the Badoo alone, it leaves you thinking, like, "Wow, my board kind of stinks after this," because Trevor's not gonna take a one-hit KO right away. Trevor's gonna try to slow the game down as much as possible to where you can get your Gardevoir EX in play, start swinging with that like they just did, and then going along and slowing Olive down enough to where they can get multiple Monkey Dories down. The only way to take out multiple Monkey Dories would be with the Kyurem attack. So if you want to try Frost, you're giving yourself the liability of having no energy on your Regidrago anymore.
Yeah, I'm not sure you. I mean, you want to here. Um, I have to see how many more resources we get here.
Hawlucha down, that's kind
Uh,
of relevant, not really, and that's the Kyurem.
yeah.
I think that's absolutely the Kyurem, I believe. I don't know, man. All these cards look the same.
Yeah, I mean, if
Look,
I'm Trevor, I'm thinking you can kind of do what you want almost. I mean, the Gardevoir in the active is just so beefy, you
is
know.
yeah. With
Yeah.
the Hero's Cape, you're looking
Yeah,
at
you kind
a
of have to
410
like
HP
get
Gardevoir,
through that. Yeah.
and then after the Lost Vacuum, or after the damage on it, it would be a 350 HP Gardevoir, but still, man, like 350 HP is like impossible to hit unless you're playing a Raging Bolt in your Drago deck, which just never seems correct. But maybe, I mean, the possibilities are endless because we see Olive has the Badoo in her deck. I think she also has the Latias EX, so like I guess Raging Bolt's not like a bad starter. You could retreat it at least, but it still feels bad. Like I'm rambling, man. I
Um,
don't know anymore.
yes.
It just feels bad. Like I don't know what you want from here. And
It's
we're
not
gonna
a
see the
good position to be
Trifrost.
in.
Oh no.
Yeah, I just don't.
I was
I don't know if you can do that. I mean, you can. You're allowed to,
I
but
was just kidding, dude. I don't wanna see it. I think the Triforce right here is like it's okay, but like, um,
it's
I
it's
don't know.
fine if you are confident you can take 2 prizes next turn.
It just has to be Monkey Dory, Curlia, Ralts.
Yeah.
Okay, or Double Monkey. We'll keep the Ralts. I guess. Who am I kidding? I don't know. I don't think that. Yeah, as long as you're taking 3 prizes, that's what matters. I guess the Double Monkey Dory is something that way an energy doesn't heal your board, and you put your opponent down to having you put Trevor down to having to find another Monkey Dory and a Darkness energy rather than just a Darkness. But on Trevor's side, what's gonna stop him from just swinging with Gardevoir again? Or he can even just go like, if he has Badoo and discard pile, he can just Super Rod for it. Or
Yeah.
Trevor can just find Badoo if it's in his deck, and then manually retreat to it, and then Itchy Pollen while benching a Monkey Dory and
Yeah, and
doing
then you
all this
just
wombo combo.
wait a
Like,
few turns.
I mean, yeah, you buy yourself a minimum of 3 turns. That's if Olive has energies to attach for turn. What if she doesn't? Like, you
I
know?
mean, Olive also only has 4 cards left in deck, I think.
Can't play that Super Rod. If I Itchy Pollen you,
Right,
can't play that Super
you
Rod.
can't get much back in there, so
Okay.
I don't think Trevor's going for a Badoo line if he has it.
Trevor, so it's one of those things where Olive might just scoop the game early to just let Trevor know, "Hey, it's a local, it's a school night. I'll just go ahead and scoop the match because you're eventually gonna win it through the Adrenabrain abilities or the, using the Adrenabrains or" oh, those are the 3 Pokemon going back, okay. But, you know, you're eventually gonna win this matchup if you just heal off your board eventually. But, I mean, we could see Olive just have enough energies to close it out, which seems a little unlikely. Now we're seeing Trevor thinking about going for the Mawile strat.
Yeah, I think all of the grass energy in the deck are either in play or in the discard.
Yeah,
Because there
I
was
also s
3 on the Drago that got knocked out when we tuned in.
and there has to be 2 energy switches in deck, otherwise you just lose right now, or, like, Trevor I don't think Olive has any switches left, but if they have any switches left, then they would have to use it now. They already blew through their V-Star, so then Trevor can also just go, like, Counter Catcher again, bring up the Drago, and then Mawile it.
Yeah, looks like counter catcher, he's angling to play it. He brought it towards the front there.
Are we gonna see a Turo? I don't know if I wanna see a Turo on this Gardevoir. Trevor, don't tell me you wanna do that. Oh, it's on the Ralts.
I think that's fine.
Okay. Show me what else you got. Let's see. Counter Catcher. Okay.
Just take
Does
the
Trevor have the Darkness
knockout.
energy, though? Or maybe he's just trying to go attach for turn here. That's not Darkness energy, buddy.
No, he didn't. He's just passing.
Okay,
Oh,
so
no, he's attacking.
Trevor's
Okay.
Trevor's probably going since he has 4 prizes left, he's probably just going okay, what happened in the Monkey Dory?
Uh, that's a good question. I don't think he meant to pick that up.
Oh, we see a Poppy. Poppy's cool.
There it is.
Okay.
He's like, wait, this is not.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Poppy
the
for.
Poppy came
All
in.
right.
I feel like keeping both energy on the teal mask was a tell to the Poppy, because if you're gonna go play double energy switch, then you're gonna go energy switch from each Ogre Pawn and
Mhm.
then put it to the Regidrago, unless you're thinking about attacking with Ogre Pawn eventually. But the Poppy definitely seems like a tell, or the double energies feels like a tell for the Poppy. But then again, who's playing Poppy in 2025?
Was Poppy in hand or was that the
I
draw?
guess it was. I
I don't
guess
remember.
Olive thought, hey, I can V star for double energy switch if I'm gonna go ahead and Poppy the next turn.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, hey, if it gets you the game, it gets you the game.
Maybe, yeah. I guess it feels like a energy switch on steroids,
Yeah,
because it's not one energy, but it's double energy. It's
yeah.
like the difference between Earthen Vessel and Colress's Tenacity. Well, do you want to waste an item on searching an energy, or do you want to use your supporter for a turn to search for any energy?
Hey,
And we see those supporters that like are a little
we
better than
love
some items,
random
or is it
supporters.
yeah, is it just that the items are that powerful, or that the supporters are that mid? And I
Both,
think
I
it's the fact
think.
yeah, I think, like, the worlds are touching, right? Like,
Yeah. I
and
mean, there are certainly some really good items.
yeah, I
So
cards like counter catcher, which allow you to just basically boss's orders as long as you're behind, but it benefits these decks that are always going to be behind, like Gardevoir, or these Dusknoir decks, like we talked about the last round, or well, yes, the first round that we streamed, the Dusknoir Dragavolt deck. But counter catchers the ability of boss's order. We have, I'm trying to think, man, like Pokegear is a cool card, and it's just an item. But we also do have like in the past we had reset stamp that was an
that
item,
was pretty
and
strong,
it was just
yeah.
you have your opponent shuffle their hand into their deck, and then draw for each prize card they have. And now we have unfair stamp, which is so good it's an ace spec, but still these cards are crazy.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. And, we're getting, like, some more crazy ones too in the next set.
yeah, we're definitely getting with the trainer Pokemon and the set journeys together, we're getting, Ends Zoroark that can copy Pokemon on the bench as long as they're one of the Ends Pokemon. But with that being said, we haven't really been revealed a lot of them. But we got the Lily's Pearl that is just a reprint of Life Dew as long as it's a Lily's Pokemon, making it so that when your opponent takes a knockout with damage, they take one less prize. Okay, well, Legacy Energy's played in Lugia for the fact that it's letting your opponent take one less prize. Also, the fact that it allows you to play Iron Hands, attack with Lumineon, and attack with the Wellspring Ogerpon. But the fact that you're able to play 4 Lily's Pearl, make your opponent take one less prize each
Yeah.
time, and if you can get all 4 into play,
Yep.
well, okay. My Clefairy that swings weakness on dragons is gonna be a single prizer. Like what? I don't
Yeah.
know. If
Certainly
you ask
will draw out the game whenever you're playing against a Lily deck.
Yeah, if you ask me, a full moon rondo is in the works. I'm looking forward to seeing a full moon rondo. What
Speaking of the works, tomorrow's Valentine's Day, right? Let's say
what are you doing for
you
Rory?
well, no, 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 no,
Oh,
no.
okay,
I'm
okay, my
talking.
bad.
I need no, no, no. You're good. I need help. All right. Which Pokemon do you trust to have put in the work and know which restaurant to go to? Who do you ask? You can ask any Pokemon. Who do you think knows the culinary landscape?
Um, I feel like it might not be the correct answer, but I'm going for an al oh, well, is it mean to, like, go to an Alcremie and be like, "Hey, like,
Hey, hey, who's
I
making you
want
into a
a sweet
cake?
treat. Can I get one of your cousins?" But I think, like, as for Colin, that's for, like, a sweet treat to end the night off, but I think in terms of asking a Pokemon to pick a culinary masterpiece for me, right? I I don't know. I'm the what Pokemon cook, dude? Like, I don't know why I'm thinking about
Well, not that
Hitmonchan,
they
like,
cook, but, like, which Pokemon do you think has been to some restaurants and they could recommend you a good one?
hmm, I mean, Mr. Mime has been with Ash's mom enough to, like, go to some restaurants for Valentine's Day, um, but I think of that it's just gotta be, like, a Pokemon that I feel like a Snorlax, dude. They're on Uber
That
Eats
might be a good
Plus,
that
dude,
you're
like,
right, right.
I feel
Like
like a Snorlax
platinum
is gonna be able to
status.
get you, like, the hits and misses, but maybe they just, like, eat I mean, since it's, like, a gluttonous Pokemon, it probably just eats anything, so I think a Munchlax would be, like,
Mm.
a Yelp reviewer, right, of sorts.
Right, right, a little bit younger,
Um,
a little more online.
I feel like either, like, a Munchlax can recommend, like, a good meal or a good restaurant, or, I mean, what's a Pokemon that, like, just vibes out? Maybe, like
Like a Slacking? Slacking's pretty
no,
lazy, right? So
Slacking's
they order out a lot.
I don't know about slacking. I need, like, a good vibes restaurant, like, I need to know that if I go with this Pokemon, like, we're there, we're chilling out, like, I kind of wanna guess, like, Meowth. Like, I feel like Meowth from the anime
Okay,
specifically, that
yeah,
Meowth,
the one
like,
that can talk,
we're
yeah.
going, like, like, let's go to an all-you-can-eat buffet, like, a steak all you can eat steaks, like, I feel like that Meowth is, like, a vibe to hang out with, even though it's a fictional Pokemon, or, like, a fictional creation for those of you that know already that it's fake. But news blast. Um, I feel like Meowth would be like pretty cool. But what about you? What are you thinking, dude? What's the metagame for going out to a restaurant with a Pokemon?
I I think I'm picking a fighting type. Probably like, sock or throw. I think they know where the good meat is, right? They know the good steakhouses. They've been there, they've ordered the surf and turf. They gotta
The
bulk
surf
up.
and turf.
Yeah, I think I'm trusting them.
I'm not trusting them if they're getting surf and turf because your boy's allergic to lobster. Sock and throw are about to send me to the hospital. I think, man, what do I have around me, dude? I have these stickers around me. I
Okay.
would trust a shaman.
Shaman,
You
yeah, can fly around or something, I think.
maybe like, I mean, Marshallow's cool, but it's like a ghost.
Oh, you know who's probably been around a lot? Dragonite.
Oh,
Dragonite's
Dragonite's
always
sick.
like the mail Pokemon, right? They, like, deliver your mail. So they must
Dragonite's
out
sick.
a lot.
Or like a Pelipper. Well, what's a Pokemon that has like big ears that can
Big
like hear a lot? Maybe they like hear the reviews, right? Like, oh, this place is junk. Let's get out of here. Or like, oh, you shouldn't have
Mm.
taken me over here. I feel like it's
Sobble has
cliche.
pretty big ears, I think.
Sobble.
Yeah.
Plus, it's like invisible. And like, it's like a, fly on the wall basically. There's, I feel like this is, or like a Pikachu, like Ash's Pikachu. Like they have to go and eat good. But then again, like Ash like leaves Pikachu
I
in like
don't
the
know.
slums,
Ash
dude.
doesn't have much money, it seems.
Yeah, poor boy from Pallet Town. He's working 3 jobs in this economy. Yeah, he became the champion and they didn't even give him anything. They gave him like college credit. They're
Here's
like,
your
here you go.
sticker.
You don't have to take the
Yeah,
AP exam.
yeah.
Um, oh, dude, maybe like Pecharunt. I have the card in front of me. It's pretty big ears, but
Mm.
maybe here's the reviews. I mean, a Lugia probably does it, or Charizard are next 2 decks on stream. They probably know.
They might. They've been around.
I don't know. I'll have to think about that. But I mean, thinking about this though, what do you think's gonna win this round, Charizard or Lugia? And I'll pick the other. Let's argue.
I think it's Charizard.
All right. Well, I'll tell you why it's Lugia. Summoning Star, and then in
That
addition,
is
you can
good.
knock out a Charizard with a Regigigas with a Jewel Breaker attack.
I
That
feel
attack,
bad rooting against Lugia, but
I mean,
that
that
Minccino's
attack is
gotta
just
get
crazy.
gotta get knocked out.
Dude, oh no, not the chinchilla. I think that like the Jewel Breaker attack is just insane. You can go ahead and take a one hit KO on a Charizard. They have to deal with it. Otherwise, you're taking another KO on a Charizard. And then you still have things like Iron Hands. You still have things like the Wellspring Ogerpon, whether you play it or not. And then you have like the Wordier.
Ooh,
So
I
you
don't like
have your
this.
options.
This is not fair.
I don't know, dude. I'll let you pick first. Don't be mad at me
I
for
couldn't see
arguing
their
over it.
starter Pokemon.
Don't get mad at me, dude.
Oh
Oh my
no.
gosh, and he has the mist energy attached turn 1. Totally crazy.
Mm,
Don't get mad
okay.
at me.
Eli's got something, I believe. Let's see here. All right, he
Yeah,
drew the
hopefully
Charmander.
Eli's
We're
good
good.
enough.
We're good. We're good.
I
Yeah,
mean,
I mean, I want to like Lugia. I just think it's not. Whenever I feel like playing Lugia online, I feel like I don't go into any matchup and go, "Oh, this is a good one for me." At best, I feel like, "Okay, I can do this."
oh,
But
so I just pulled up Twitch on my phone right here, right?
mhm,
And Dan or Defcon said, Alakazam has a 5K IQ. I'm gonna ask him about the
that's
food
true.
recommendations, and that's
Alakazam probably
true.
does know like every restaurant in the world.
To be fair though, I feel like Alakazam's the type of person to order like chicken tenders and nuggets, and they could just be like, "This is actually the correct line.
Right,
I've been
right.
through 2 million realities, and this is
This
the
is the
correct
best
one."
calories for my
Or
dollar.
just holds up the one spoon. He's like, "This is the one, Tony Stark." So I don't know if I'm gonna trust Alakazam with picking my meal. I'd rather just stick with something else. We have notes in an octave saying Eli's my goat. Eli is the goat. Gotta love Eli. I've been to a lot of events with Eli. I've shared a futon with Eli before. Eli is my goat. And speaking of, we have Eli searching out. Not is that not even off the Arvin? Where's the Arvin?
It looked like he uh, I don't
Is the Arvin like
maybe it's just off
thrown?
screen? It must just be just off screen.
Possibly.
'Cause I was like, he grabbed the Rotom off of the nest ball
Wait, what? Oh, he Luminion for Arvin.
and forgot to grab the Arvin. Okay,
Okay.
alright. I was like, I see what he's
Okay.
intending. I was like, I'm just not seeing where it
I
is.
saw I saw the vision. Like at least I knew that the Florida Sealstone nest ball is that. I just didn't know. I was like, okay, well, what you doing, Eli? These hands are Arvin. But okay, attached to the dust skull, pop off, Eli.
I guess you're trying to save it, yeah.
No, dude, you can go into Charmander. No, the
I think he
Wellspring
has
Ogerpon's
to. Who else do you
asking
give up?
for
You
it.
can't give up anyone else.
The Wellspring Ogerpon's asking for it, Eli. No, not like this.
Let's
I feel like we're gonna
see.
see it. Oh, and you can
Second
lose the Force
Lugia.
Seal Stone because the jamming tower's in play.
Right,
No, not like
right.
this. Okay, so Eli just has to hope. He needs a hero. But Christian Senior needs a supporter for turn. So Eli needs something like Eli doesn't need it urgently, but oh my gosh, Chris. Dude, you just
Yeah,
okay,
so
yeah,
sad.
you just got an
I don't know.
Iono.
Yeah, I think
And off the
that's
Iono, you need double
fine
Arceus
for
Ultra
both
Ball.
of
Easy.
them. Yeah, I mean, if you get that as a Lugia player, you can probably just win any game, but there's not too many times that that actually happens. Let's see, I might eat my words here. No, looks like I'm safe. Bunch of energy.
I'm okay.
He did get the Ultra Ball, just, no no chops. Got the Blood Moon, how do you feel about benching the Blood Moon this early into the game?
Blood Moon has like or 3 or 4 retreat. It cannot attack yet. And I mean, I guess it can attack if your opponent like takes a knockout on Lugia turn 2, but like
I guess if you
you've got a lot
literally
more
don't
problems,
have any
pal.
other Pokemon, you have to bench
Yeah.
it, but
Blood Moon doesn't get knocked out, but
oh.
I don't know, man. If I'm Eli, I'm
Ooh,
safe.
rare candy, Zard, it looked like.
The rare candy Charizard's pretty cool. If you can find a way to Pidgeot, that's really awesome. But yeah, we just see the going into Charizard. If we see a Dusclops here, that would be pretty cool. Or if there's like Defiance belt, I don't even know what Charizard decks look like right now.
The belt got Iono'd away.
Yeah, but if you can like maybe find like find an Arvin, like Dusclops Arvin, like wins the game basically.
Ooh, that hand is not great.
Hand's
That
pretty
is
rough.
rough.
On the bright side, on the bright side,
Not
the
much is
Charizard
going
is
on in
not getting knocked
Lugia
out next
land.
turn. There's
It's
no
true.
semblance of attacks that could on the Lugia side of things, unless you had like grass energy suddenly and started attacking with a teal mask Ogrepon. But other than that, I don't think you're really getting knocked out, buddy.
No, I think this will be a slow game. If if anything, it looked like Christian had another Iono, um, so that's probably good for both players here. We'll see who it's better for, I suppose. There's another Lugia. I don't think he's happy about that.
Um, I mean, hey, bro's
Why?
got hit heads. Okay, heads. He's got. No, wait, that's not
s-
really. It's not really good, right? He can get Archeops and the Luminion for research, but like, that's not even fun anymore, dude. You already have the raw attack through manual attachments.
Yeah, I don't know.
Come on,
I mean, maybe
Senior.
you
You
just
can't make me
grab
look
the
like a
V
fraud.
star. I don't know.
I don't care what he does as long as he tries to win this game, dude. I can't go out like this.
Looks like he's grabbing the V star.
Alright, he's grabbing V-Star. He's gonna play Lumineon for Professor's Burnett, even though it rotated, like, 2 years ago. Um, dude, that hand's junk. He needs to, like, just rip this hand away, and it sucks because he has to Iono it due to the fact that he has so many energies in there that he
Yeah, I
can't
don't
really
think you
commit
can
to.
afford
Oh, but he has a Jock in hand,
okay.
I guess?
Well, no, no, no,
Mm,
that wasn't from hand. I think he grabbed that off of the Luminion.
alright, well, he puts Roseanne's back up? What the? Okay, I guess it's for the
Sometimes you just
Gigas
gotta
and
yeah, you
energy.
just gotta get stuff
Oh, he had
back.
the Ultra Ball. Oh my gosh, he's goated. But, like, uh, I personally would rather argue over the side of Charizard right now because
Uh,
it is looking quite tough for your boy. Um,
yeah, I'm not I
there's just
mean,
there's a lot of Pokemon you wanna take out, but not the Charizard. You can't really take it out. You can take anything else out.
if you since he didn't Iono, Eli has to draw something, you know, literally something to get rid of that hand. Uh,
You could Ultra Ball away for, like, a Minccino. That would be pretty good too. Um,
yeah, it looks like he's about
probably
to
what he's
do
grabbing
that,
right
set up for
here.
the Chinchino for the end of the game.
I don't know what you're talking about, dog. I'm trying to attack with it right now.
It can't evolve.
Bro, okay, next turn.
To be fair, next turn might be like the end of the game.
Nah, bro. Do a flip right now. He did a flip with his V-Star counter. And I mean, he if I'm him, I'm just going like oh no, I don't want to put Legacy into play right now. I don't know. I kind of want to keep Legacy. He has Gift though. He can attack with Lumineon if he'd like. Swing for 100, clean it up with Lugia next turn, or clean it up with the bear. But like, it doesn't seem too good. I think he's gonna swing. Oh, he's swinging with Lugia with
He's
Legacy.
swinging with Lugia. Um,
Well, you don't know
I'm
what
not
Eli's
the
hand is.
biggest fan of that, but well, I
I'm
mean, you can presume it's dead. Eli didn't really do. He evolved and then attacked. You can
well
presume his hand is
in
dead.
terms of you don't know what Eli's hand is. Eli can also just Dusknoir it, take two prizes anyways, and say like, "Oh, you thought I was sweet? Like you thought I was gonna knock it out with damage? Nope." And then also just like he can knock it out with Dusknoir. Eli's probably reading
He's
that right now.
reading
Swing the
it
Dusknoir.
just to make sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Eli, let me see that smirk on your
I
face.
mean, it's possible, but you need an Iono, I don't
Oh, Eli's got it. I already know. It's a top deck right here. Eli's about to top deck the one of
We'll
research.
see. I mean, this
All your
might
energies
be
to Minccino? Nah, dude. Because you can also just knock out your opponent's Minccino with Dusknoir, swing into the active. It doesn't matter if you take one less prize, and then tell your opponent like, "Cool, I'm gonna clear your board of attackers."
let's
Eli has a lot
see.
of options here, especially with this top deck.
That's a
Or
Charmander.
top deck sucks, but we we say a Nest Ball. Eli kind of wants his stuff to get KO'd already. Um, is he just gonna instant charge?
Uh,
Eli, you dog. I think it's fine though because your opponent doesn't
yeah,
really have
keep
anything to
the
do.
bear away. I don't
It's
know.
either you
There's
KO the active and give
Fan.
them cards, or you instant charge and set up for a Dusknoir play.
Look like
Either way,
research and boss, and it's not great.
let's see what Eli does right here.
Eli passed. Or he instant charged. He didn't do much.
Yeah, Eli just instant charge so he can set up the combo because I think right here Eli's just trying to go for setting up Dusknoir onto the active, knock it out, don't activate Gift Energy or Legacy, and then possibly counter catcher up something like, let's say Ursaluna, the Blood Moon Ursaluna, and then close the game out with maybe like a knockout on Lumineon or something.
Yeah, I
Or just
think
a Briar. You could
I,
also just
that's true.
can you win
But
next turn with Briar? No, he needs a little more. He needs another Dusk Skull down.
yeah, I think you really just have to focus on the 2 prizes here and kind of ignore the Chinchino as an attacker.
Yeah. I mean, unless you do wanna take it out, Eli can win with Briar the next turn if he goes, like, um Senior's gonna go down to 4 prizes, so then Eli can go no, that's not really good. I think Eli's gonna hold the Dusknoir for the following turn, not this next one coming up, but the one after, just so that way Senior goes down to 4 prizes. Eli can go, like, Counter Catcher up the Luminion, knock it out. Senior's gonna go, knock something out, either take 1 or 2 prizes, and then Eli's gonna go, activate Dusk or play Briar, activate Dusknoir, whichever order that is that pertains to the prize cards left, and then just win the game. So Eli wins in 2 turns without really giving his opponent the edge, and Senior is board locked and cannot take 4 prizes in the next turn.
Yeah, I mean, if he hits that off the research, then he'll know what to do. I believe he knows what needs to happen. Um, I just don't. I think that's a bit much here. I mean, Eli has not thinned out a whole lot from his deck. I think
He
Fez is
should
the
play.
right step to do that, but it doesn't feel good.
Well, to be fair, Eli's about to go research Fez and then no, I'm just kidding. He's not gonna instant charge, but he's gonna go research and Fez. Um, and then he can set up for either he can win just straight attacking, or he can win via setting up for a Briar play where he takes 2 onto the Lugia, and then maybe he goes for I'm trying to think.
Ooh,
That is pretty terrible. I
uh,
think he has a Dusknoir in hand, right? So he could just rare candy Dusknoir. Oh, he's
does
Arvin.
he?
Arvin's really good.
He has
He's chilling.
Arvin.
He can vac the stadium for Silsone for Pidgeot, then rare candy Charizard. If he has a counter catcher in hand, in addition to all that, because
I
the
don't see counter catcher.
okay, well, for sure he can try to grab Lost Vacuum if he plays it and get
Yep.
rid of the stadium. That way he can activate 4 Seal Stone. So right here, since he has double candy, he's gonna go. Bear with me. He's gonna go either Ultra Ball or Vacuum, but he's gonna go rare candy Pidgeot, search out another Pokemon, either Dusknoir or Charmander, go rare candy that, and then either pop the Lugia or um pop something else. And well, he's gonna pop the Lugia with that just so he doesn't activate Gift Energy or Legacy Energy, and then he's gonna um really set up. So the Arvin's pretty good. Drawing the double rare candy like really sealed the deal for his turn. And let's see what he's doing here. Okay. Dusknoir and not Pidgeot.
He has 2
Yeet.
rare candies, but
Yeah,
yeah,
but
I
he
would have
Ultra
thought
Balled.
you Ultra Ball for Pidgeot first.
Definitely.
Um,
The
maybe
gift energy doesn't activate
maybe
Eli.
it's
It's okay.
prized?
Maybe you prize both of them, dude. That's
Uh,
wild.
Hey, if it's prized, then you have to do that in hope,
Yeah.
but
Grabs Ultra
another
Ball.
Ultra
Grabs
Ball at least.
Pidgeot.
There we
Oh
go!
my
There it
days.
is!
Okay. Leave it to the judge to call it.
I was like, I didn't exactly see one in deck, but I was also looking at other things too. Um,
Yeah. It's also so hard when there's 14 printings of Pidgeot EX that you don't even
right.
know what you're looking for anymore. I don't know if I'm looking for a gold card, a full art card, a play promo, the regular art, you know,
Yeah, you have
the
no idea.
just the random box promo from the Pokemon trainer set or whatever. Like there's just so many random things that you're looking out for and you're like, okay, what are they playing? And I think right here Eli can I mean he can rare candy Pidgeot, quick search for a rare candy, and then rare candy Charizard, and he's in there. He can also play the Dusk Hole down and then just force like a win next turn.
Yeah, looks like he's whatever he's grabbing here will tell us which line he's thinking. Looks like he might want to grab the Charizard.
Yeah, I think he's gonna go rare candy Pidgeot and then quick search rare candy Charizard. Take a knockout. There's no way his opponent takes a knockout next turn unless Senior is used this the wordier because he can't use the Regigigas if this Archeops goes down.
Yeah, I don't think Weirder's hitting the board here.
But if it does though, he has a lot of damage to work with. We're looking at 120. Is it 40 times? Yeah, it's 40 times. So we're looking at 160, 200. That's 260 damage in play so far.
It's not quite enough though. I mean, you do have
Well, 260 before a primal turbo.
double turbo in hand plus yeah.
If you have to have the jet energy too. If it's double primal turbo plus jet energy, then you're able to take a prize. But the thing that sucks is that you'd be at one prize left, and you get out of Briar range. But Eli would be able to just take it out with, let's just say, like a Radiant Charizard. But then the Blood Moon Ursaluna can knock it out. So
Yeah,
maybe
I don't think you can Radiant Zard here.
Eli needs something. And I would like to see him use his V Star, but he can't with Jamming Tower in play. So he's caught in a tough place. But I think this all happened from that Fazandipity drawing double candy into playing Arvin for the Ultra Ball plus tool to discard. So this just it's crazy that you can combo off like that. I would have liked to see him. I mean, if both Pidgeots were prized, then he did the correct play of using Dusknoir to knock out the Lugia. But we really want to see what happens here. He doesn't benching the Charmander doesn't really matter if you're gonna be down all candies. You just have the one candy left, and he's gonna he takes the knockout right here. So
Yeah.
Senior needs to respond with like Jet Energy, Primal Turbo to the board for Wordier, or he just responds with a Cinchino if he can find it and it's already in hand.
He does have it in hand.
Right now he's doing 140. Plus fit is the double turbo energy. Does it count as two energies? It just counts as
It does.
one, right?
It says energy attached, not energy cards, right? So it counts as 2, but you do get the -20.
Okay, so it'd be 120 for that. I feel like it's not though. I'm pretty sure it just counts as 50 damage. Right? You're the judge, I'm not. So
I always have to like read the cards when people ask me. But I'm pretty sure this one says energy, not energy cards. Oh no, it says energy card.
okay, yeah.
Chinchilla.
So it counts as 50
Yeah.
damage. But the jet energy and the gift energy already attached, that's 140 right there. So we're at 190 right now. The double primal turbo would bring it up another 140, so it'd be at 330. So if it's 5 energies and one of them being double turbo, you hit the exact 340. 280 plus 5, 330.
Yeah.
You hit 330.
It is the math you need.
Energies, and then the double turbo would be an extra 50, so that's 330 damage.
Yeah, looks like this Zard is going down here.
And then Senior would go down to one prize card left, having the Blood Moon Ursaluna as a respond knockout. And we see a backup Minchino. That's getting in there.
Oh man.
To be fair, though, I mean, there's a gift energy on the active. Eli needs a lot now to come back. He needs rare candy Charizard, and then the Iono doesn't even matter because of the gift energy. I think I'm back on the side of Senior. Not the bandwagon or anything.
Not
But
the flip flop,
I
but
think that the deck that I originally argued for is gonna be the one that's winning this round.
hey, just because I'm 0-3, just like I played today, I'm used to it.
Yeah, I think that Senior just has a chance to win here
I mean, I don't
since
even think it's really a chance. I mean, I think Eli, he played the Iono and hope. There wasn't. I didn't see anything in that hand that you play other than Iono, and drawing 3 is not great.
yeah, and he can't even go, like, Iono plus push a Pokemon active. He can't even go, like, Iono plus try to counter catch or stall something. He has to, like, Iono into I mean, he needs something, and there's not really an answer. He doesn't play, like, an Enhanced Hammer, Temple of Sinnoh. Those are not commonly played in Charizard, and he's only drawing 3 cards. This is before he uses the Flip the Script, but he hasn't even found his Stadium out or his Lost Vacuum.
Yeah, I mean, you
This is looking rough for
draw
him,
the
Eli.
3, and that's not a good 3.
Yeah, it looks like Eli's gonna end up losing this one if he doesn't find it out, but I mean, there's nothing else really for Eli. This Cinccino's hitting for 330, and it looks like Senior comes out victorious. I knew it from the start. Never a doubt in my
You
mind. I
felt it
think
in the air.
I think that there was just that no chance that Senior was losing. He had all the stones. He had every card that he needed. Um, yeah. How does it feel to lose?
Hey, I am so used to it at Nerd Rage, man. A good week for me, I go 2-2.
That's pretty good.
So
Yeah.
a couple years ago, I could go like 3-1. 2 years
Okay.
ago, and
Okay.
not so much anymore.
Getting a little jaded with it, but I think it's the fact that you're not decreasing in skill. It's just the fact that like
Everyone is
everyone's
getting
grinding the
really,
game.
really good.
Why is
Yeah.
Grant coming to our locals? Why is Michael here? Michael was on our team a couple years ago, but then went to a team that is no longer. And then, it's just the fact that M- Michael's top eighting worlds, Michael's top eighting regionals. Like he just top eighted Merida regional. And I'm like, okay, well, I remember when he used to borrow decks from me at locals. And now he's not. And he's doing well. So maybe it was the fact that he owns his cards now, so that's why he's doing well.
Right,
But
right.
I think it's just it's crazy to me that all these players that are so good end up being like a 30-minute drive away backs.
Yeah, you would think like, oh, Chicago's like a big area, but it's not like we're not downtown. We're not exactly like, yeah, we can pull from the city, but we're not convenient for people in the city to get to, not super easily. I mean,
Yeah,
it's a drive, but yeah, I mean,
people,
it's so many people around here.
especially when we offer, $1,000 prizing, or well, in our prize pool for our 1K cups, then you do see the top players coming out because they're like, oh, I could win this. Like Michael just won the
Oh
last
yeah,
one, or two, he won the one we had, or our
couple
quarter one
ago,
cup. Josh
yeah,
Frank won our quarter two cup. And, Energy losing in finals is rough, dude. I lost the first
yeah,
finals to Michael. He was playing Gardevoir. I was playing Snorlax Stall. And then Rafal lost to Josh. Josh
Josh,
playing
yeah.
Gardevoir and Rafal playing the Dragapult Thorns deck. And it sucks to see Energy losing in finals. It's cool to see Energy making the finals. But oh my gosh, dude, like these top players, it's toxic, man. They need to stop being so good.
Yeah, there are a lot of good players. Hopefully, we can get them out. Are we good to talk about the challenge
I
Pokemon Day
wanna leak it.
stuff?
I wanna leak
I
it so
I
bad.
don't think it's a leak, right? I mean, it's
Maybe, who
promotion.
knows?
Well,
I
let's
think
just
that
talk
we can
about
talk
it.
about it.
Let's
Let's
bring it
talk
up.
about it.
Yeah.
Okay, so, last year we did a charity match between Nerd Rage Gaming and the Lawson Kitchen, and this time around, we don't know the names specifically, but we're aiming for the summer to do a little 3v3 event. Um, having, you come up with your team, you can name them whatever you want, and you battle it off. After the 3v3 event, though, what are we planning on doing?
I believe we're planning on having a charity event with. I don't think we have anyone locked in, but it
Michael
should
Davidson?
be. It should be a very competitive group
Yeah.
of players
We're
battling to get money to charity.
Yeah,
And
it's an
yeah,
uphill battle for sure. I think that we I mean, if Nerd Rage Gaming comes out on top, then it just shows, our elitism that we're just so good. Um, but it's the fact that we're going up against some players that might have multiple regional wins. We're going up against some players that might have won an international championship, some players that have multiple regional top cuts. We're not talking about league cups or locals. We're talking about regional championships with 2,000 plus players. Um, versus Nerd Rage Gaming. We're no slouches, but we're no pros comparatively to these players that,
yeah,
have mind-boggling performances. Speaking of, we have some players that consistently top at the local scene, and then we have, like Martin always tops. I see him always, doing well. And then we have Rafal who he has a couple of day twos under his belt, so hopefully he'll be able to really defend our home turf when it comes time for that charity match. And we see the Charizard the Dunsparce deck again versus your one of the decks you have experience with, and what deck is yours?
my my Miraidon experience coming in here.
Woohoo!
I don't know. It looks like he has an Ultra Ball, so he's fine. Martin will be fine here with the Ultra Ball.
Yeah, I don't even know what he's playing anymore, dude. It's all gold. I know he's
It's
playing
all
Rhydon 'cause
gold.
that's the deck he likes to play a lot, and it's the deck that is actually pretty good. So it benefits him that he gets to play a really good deck. It did win the Merito Regional Championship at the hands of Zool GG, but
It
I
did.
think the fact that Miraidon's it's like a roller coaster. It has its ups, has its downs, and it just consistently does well.
Yeah, I mean, you can never count it out. That's for sure. It's just so aggressive in getting its board set up that it's some decks are a marathon, not a sprint. Miraidon is certainly a sprint, and it
That
is a
deck is
sprint that can keep going.
it's a 40-yard dash that just so happens to do another 40-yard dash after it. Every
Yeah,
single turn, you're like, "All right, coach, when do I stop? Because I can't."
yeah. I mean, we're just gonna bring out the Miraidon now, get that board set up. Um, I couldn't tell if there was a supporter in hand. There's at least a Forest Seal Stone, so we're likely to see Miraidon come out, a Raikou, Forest Seal Stone for the supporter.
Yeah, I see a Night Stretcher in hand for Sealstone, and then I think it's another Lightning Energy, but he started Luminion, so it would kinda suck if he didn't grab a supporter or start a supporter because it's like, man, when you have to start the fish that purchase supporters, like,
Now I have to grab it
hopefully you open the
myself.
supporter.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it seems like double Lightning Energy, Night Stretcher, and 4 Sealstone, and we might just see a Research Rip here. The Night Stretcher would be nice to be able to use later in the game, but I don't think we have that luxury.
Yeah, grabs secret box.
I personally
Hmm.
think I would like to hold the secret box. I would have just grabbed a Research
I
if
think
I
I
was
would have
Martin,
two.
just to use the secret box later in the game. It comes up as, like, it's a really solid turn 1 card, but it's also really good later in the game where you can like your opponent Iono's you to 3, and then plus your top deck, you just go, "Oh look, I have a secret box right here." What do you think
Yeah,
of this?
sometimes you just run out of gas and you need that little push, and secret box will certainly get you there. Um, but it looks like maybe Martin is thinking, well, if Rafal's going to get his board set up in a pretty ideal state turn one,
Yeah,
I think he's pushing for the same thing here. Um, maybe it pays off. I'm not too sure. Um, yeah, it's certainly committing most of your deck here turn one.
I think he's gonna try going for the turn 1 hands as they always do. Additionally, looking at the Molerator in chat saying, "The bling is blinding, not gonna lie." So the moment that Martin plays a card that's not max rarity, we're actually kicking him off the stream. So he better
Yeah,
not
so you guys
he better
let us
not.
know.
Okay, the Pikachu is technically not max rarity, but it's a very nice art, so I'll allow
We'll
it.
let it pass. We'll let it
Is that a
pass.
Bubble Mew I see in there too? Casually playing with like a $400 card or $300, whatever it is right now. Um, we see the Altar Squawkabilly coming down. We see another
Yeah, he's
Miraidon.
Looks
And
like
since
we're
he has the
getting
Pikachu in
hands here.
play yeah, since he has the Pikachu in play, he can actually overbench past the 5 mark, and he can go towards 8. So, getting 8 benched Pokemon is pretty insane when you can grab the Magnemite, which evolves to the Magneton, which has that glorious ability to power up one of your lightning Pokemon with 3 energy from the discard pile. The only catch is you knock it out, but with Dusknoir being format, I'm unfazed. And I mean, it allows you to set up for these really big swing turns, whether it's a second Iron Hands attack or it's going to be a Raichu attack. You're able to just use that Magneton. It doesn't throw off the prize trade because you only have the singular one prizer, and it allows you to just get so many energies.
Yeah, I think we're gonna see about half of his deck hit the discard here on turn 1.
It's fine. That's light work.
But and then, I think by the time if we get to a turn 4, he'll probably have about 2 cards left, I'm thinking.
Hitting the single energy off of electric generator is enough. It's a banishable offense. So Bryce, we're gonna go ahead to the backup street. No, I'm just kidding. We just get him out of here. I think that like hitting the single energy kind of sucks, but off of this squawk ability, you need to see another one.
Yeah, I mean, it's very likely he hits another one here. I don't like he doesn't like the hands.
Yeah,
There
he
is a
has another
generator, but
generator,
2 energy, I think. 2,
but
3 in
he
hands.
I think he's an ultra ball in hand as well. So he can actually use the generator. If he hits double energy, he can attach to the iron hands, but he has to hit
Ooh,
double, and he hits
wits.
0. He already
Paul goes, "Yup, yup, that's what happens when you gamble."
That's why I gave up that deck, Rahal's probably saying. You ever try playing a deck with Sada and Dark Patch in it? That's my type that's my type of stuff. But yeah, if he hit the double energy hypothetically, I would have liked to see him go attach an energy to the Iron Hands and then retreat with Latios if he Ultra Balls. If he Nest Balls or Ultra Balls for it, but it doesn't matter because he couldn't do either of it. And now I think he's gonna wanna well, he doesn't have Latias in play yet, but he could get it, and maybe he's gonna go retreat into the Pikachu. But we're man, we're not
Yeah.
smooth sailing here. He has to retreat
Yeah.
to the Pikachu just to stop since it has the ability that prevents it from getting knocked out, he's just gonna try and, like, buy a turn with it. Um,
Yeah, I think
but
you have to. I don't you certainly can't afford like, yeah, you're not doing anything with Luminion, but you certainly can't afford to leave it out there.
yeah, Lumineon has less than 180. Oh, or he's gonna motivate. That's pretty good
Okay.
too. I like the motivate play too. You just get more energies, so
Yeah.
then you can threaten a Raichu next turn. And then Mariah Dov, Mo, you give up the deck because you couldn't afford the bling. We all know that is the only way to play it. Well, actually, Azul would probably not win with a max rarity deck, and what's his name? It's Kenneth, I think it's Gilman, the guy who got second at Sacramento. He had a max rarity deck, but he lost to Landon Kittler. And but the guy who got second, Kenneth G, he had a max rarity deck, and it was like down to the Latias, the Pikachu, all max rarity. But I think that Miraidon's a deck where you can play either of them, but Raging Bolt you have to play min rarity in order to win the event or top the events.
Sounds
It's
like
a
my
meta
kind
game
of
within the
deck. I
meta
gotta
game.
I gotta bust that back out.
I had to just, buy some time while the Iono. So we're gonna see Rafal try and draw some
Yeah.
cards. Surprisingly, he only has a
Not
Dunsparce.
great. I mean,
Draw
it
3, try to hit a
helps,
Charizard.
but looks like an Ultra Ball. Not sure what the other 2 are.
Yeah, but if he hits Rare Candy Charizard, he's in there.
Oh, for sure.
And
Ooh, 2 energy. Hmm.
we don't see it.
Is that a Zard behind the energy though? Was
That's either a Zard or a Pheasantipity.
yeah,
And maybe that's a Rotom or an Arven.
ah.
Personally, I get my cards mixed up because there's so many rarities to these cards. I gotta mix them.
It's 8 million versions of every card now, but that's great though. I like that you can get the arts that you want, spend however much you want, and be able to play. I think that's good for games to have.
Kenny Gilman. Okay, yeah, Kenny Gilman was the guy though. Thank you, moderator. He's a super nice guy. I was chatting it up with him at the last regional. He played a 1-1 Regidrago V-Star line in his Miraidon deck, and that was it was pretty sick though because he
Is that
told
just
me
to get the resources back?
yeah, he said just because, like, the Star Alchemy is cool and all, but sometimes you don't even use it early game. If you don't use it turn 1, then having the Regidrago just seals up the games where you can go, like, grab
Yeah.
another, electric generator, grab whether you grab Prime Catcher back if you play it, or just go in, like, whatever resources you need, grab that big charm back or something.
Yeah,
It
that
really helps
that
you
is
push
a really
through the
cool
games.
idea. Yeah, Fall takes the knockout. Mm.
Yeah, that's light work though. Rare Candy Charizard, knocking out the Squawk abilities, like things we
Let's
expect.
see,
I don't think
Martin.
the game really started yet.
What did you draw here in this gender reveal battle?
Oh yeah, I forgot. I think is Martin also? No, he's not expecting. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not.
I
I
don't
don't know.
think either of
There's so
these
many.
people are. I'm
They're
not
not.
sure.
There's so many Poke Babies that are coming out. Like I said, coming out as if they're getting like Poke Beach is releasing them, but Rafal is getting married. He's engaged right now. And so I'm just like, oh my god, who's having a kid, who's getting married, who's going to the next SPE, like, so I never really know. I'm so caught off guard. It all started when Dan Hugar had baby Garatina, his son, and baby redacted. We don't say the
Uh,
name or show pictures of the baby, but yeah,
daughter, right?
baby Garatina. No, it's his son, baby Garatina.
Am I crazy?
No, he's a boy.
No, I don't think so.
No, it's literally he always goes, "It's my baby boy," in
The
the super
Pokemon.
deep octave voice. It's literally a baby boy, but it's baby Giratina V-Star. I hope he's not watching the stream, but I actually have an idea for a gift. I'm gonna make a fake birth certificate that says Giratina V-Star and put, like, all the legit information of Giratina, so put, like, the weight being, like, 300, tons or whatever it is, and then put,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
the actual date that his baby was born, the legal names of, his legal name and his wife's legal name, but then putting, like, Giratina V-Star, or maybe I'll put, like, the set number for the whatever day Lost Origins dropped in America. But yeah, so that's a little plan. I don't know if he's watching. I totally ruined it if he
If he
is,
is
but
watching, then you better have amnesia. You're not allowed.
yeah, it's okay. He's old, so he'll probably forget.
True. Yeah. That's what being old will do to you. You fall asleep, you wake up, you forget.
Take your naps.
Yeah. Alright, here comes the Raichu, but
The star of the show.
uh
Now the game's getting started.
yeah, I mean,
I mean, the bundle pushes up the Dunsparce. That means that Rafal is gonna go down 1 Dunsparce, and
wait, you can't bench the bundle. There's 7 on the bench already,
well, yeah.
but you have to bench the Raichu. Oh wait, never mind.
What?
My bad. Nah, just ignore
You
me, just
already
ignore
used the
me.
bundle.
I just be talking.
Listen here, old man. So use the bundle. The hyper blower
Yeah,
ability
yeah,
pushes the
yeah.
no,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah.
finish it. The
I
hyper
missed
blower
it.
ability pushes the Pokemon to the bench, and then you're able to retreat to the Iron Hands, use Ampere very much onto a Dunsparce because it has less than 120 HP,
Oh,
and
that's
then since you took
amazing.
knockout, you take an extra prize card.
Listen, I
Make
never
enough
saw the
sense?
bundle hit the bench.
Yeah.
Once people have, 8 Pokemon on the bench, my brain, it malfunctions. I only see, like, 6 of them. I get very confused.
You're gonna be like the old boomer at tournaments in 5 years and be like, "12 bench? What do
Yeah.
you mean? Back in my day, it was only 8."
I
Yeah.
cannot wait for Area Zero to rotate out.
For
Get out
Area
of here.
Zero.
Get out.
The worst is, like, Palkia math when people do that or, like, they attack with Raikou, and I'm like, "Dude, like, back in my day, when I played Palkia, like, Palkia and Talion, the max damage was 260, and you're telling me I can hit 260 on my own?" And I'm just like, "Oh, dude, the possibilities are endless."
Right.
Well, on your own, you don't hit 260, but, still,
It's
you hit
significantly
200
easier.
and I think you hit, like, 240 on your own or 220 on your own, but still, I'm like, "What is this?" You
Yeah.
know?
Alright, here comes the other Zard. Um, yeah, I
The
mean, I think
Respond Zard is pretty crazy.
Rafal's probably got it just about locked up here.
Yeah, we know from last game that Rafal does play the copy of Briar, so as long as he's able to I mean, he doesn't even need Briar right now.
No, I
Since he
don't.
has double Zard since he has double Zard, he could just set up his board right now to, like, um, play around, like, anything like Ionos or whatever it is, because he'll have double Charizard, so then a Raichu can't come down into play and knock out the first Charizard, because the second one swings into it. So I think right now what he's trying to do, he's just trying to set up and get this, he's trying to set up well, never mind, he doesn't need Briar anymore because he's at 2 prizes left, but yeah, Raichu can't knock out his dude because he has 2
Yeah,
Charizards in play.
I think I think he's got it locked up here. I don't see a way that
Um,
Miraidon gets out of this one.
there's yeah, there's not even, like, an attack on, like you know how sometimes there's an attack on, like, the Magnemites that's, like, you know, a Thunder Shock and you paralyze for a turn
Paralyze
stuff,
the
like,
Pokemon? Yeah, no,
there's
that's
not
not happening
even
here.
that, there's, like I don't know, man. What do you think was the demise, though? Do you think it was um, using the Motivate? Like, sure, you set up the Iron Hands, but, like, you left a 2 prizer active with less than 180 HP? I think that might have been the demise in my opinion.
I think so too. I think, like, if this was, 3 prizes to 4, or you, like, force the Briar from her fall there, I think it's a little bit better, but yeah, I mean, I like the getting the 2 energy, but I don't think it was worth the 2 prizes, because those are the only 2 prizes Martin took this game, right? Was that Iron Hands attack, and I'm not really sure that was worth it.
Yeah. I think the situation where Martin fell short was also just whiffing the energies on the generators. I think he played 3 generators and hit, like, 1 energy, which just never feels good, and right now
That was unfortunate as well, but it almost felt like he was really committed to the Iron Hands, double prize knockout, and it just, didn't work out.
yeah, the knockout would have been really good there, but now he's looking and he's like, "What do I have to do?" Like, what is he gonna use? The generator, sure, you can take a knockout here, but, like, there's another Charizard back there, buddy, watch out. Like,
Yeah.
he can't stall anything on Raph's side. There's the Dusclops, so if he stalls it active or well, it's the Duskull. So if he stalls it active, Rafal can use a Dusclops. If he stalls the Dunsparce active, then Rafal can use the ability on the Dunsparce, shuffle it back on the deck, and just bring up a Charizard. So I think Rafal is just waiting there for Martin to either pass his turn or swing, and then Rafal can just swing back with the Raichu. But I think we're about to see a big Raichu attack.
I think that's what we're about to see too. I am not confident it'll be that big though.
Well, with
Well, let's see what
the
the ooh, hitting 1
okay, so we see 3 energy. That's 4 energy,
or
and then we don't see a Magneton. I was gonna say we could see 7 energy with the Magneton.
yeah, he didn't have it though, so yeah, he's
Yeah,
conceding.
unfortunately. I think it was just the fact that he fell short off of the 2 electric generators early, but, you know, you get to see our pretty faces one last time before the night's over, and Michael, I'm gonna require that since we didn't get to do it round 2, we're doing it right now.
All right,
What do you
we'll
think
do
it
it,
is?
and then we'll talk about the challenge and stuff, and get going.
So, okay, let's see. This is Guess That Flavor Text.
All
For
right.
those of you that don't know, Chip and Diz will do it on their podcast, but we're about to do it right here because it's fun to do and it lets me use my reading comprehension skills. A dangerous Pokemon, when angered, it likes to playfully shock people with electricity when it stores within its body.
Okay. What are the questions I get? I don't
You
remember.
can get a set, a stage, and
Mhm.
an attack.
Okay.
The set
Uh,
will not help you.
no, no. What stage is this Pokemon?
It is a stage 1 Pokemon.
Stage 1,
Maybe the set might help you,
playful
actually.
electric. I might narrow it. Okay, if it's like an older one, yeah, what is the set?
It is Team Rocket.
Like the old one, right?
Yeah, I don't know if it
Okay.
has Gen 1 or Gen 2, but, I
There's
know it's
not
Gen
that
1
many
obviously,
electric
minimum.
Pokemon, right? And then I get an attack name.
Yes.
Alright, what's the attack?
It doesn't help, but Lightning Flash.
Okay. It's gotta just be Raichu, right?
Are you locking it in?
Yeah, yeah, I'm locking it in. I don't think it's
Well,
another one.
you would be incorrect
What?
because
What?
the other lightning Pokemon is the Dark Jolteon from Team Rocket.
Yeah, I certainly would not have said Dark Jolteon.
Yeah, I think that personally, you're just bad at this game. No, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't have guessed Jolteon either. I was guessing Raichu, and I was like, "Let me just see the answer to see."
My
It was
hunch
not
was
Raichu.
like Plusle or something, and then you said stage 1, and I went, "Well, there's not too many of those."
Yeah, I was guessing, like, Togedemaru or something. I was like,
Yeah,
one of those
one
little
of the,
mousy
like,
Pokemon,
little ones,
but it
yeah.
wasn't that because it was not even a Pikachu clone, it was literally just the Gen 1 lightning
The
Pokemon, which
evil one, apparently.
yeah, we hate to see it happen, but it's okay. We can always bounce back next stream, but now let's talk
Next
about
turn,
our
yes.
league challenge, though. What is
Yeah.
happening? What's that day?
So, uh, February 27th, 2 weeks from
Okay.
now. This is a big event. Hopefully, one of the larger events that we've been able to have. We have a league challenge. We
Okay.
have Pokemon Day, and we also have a giveaway for the first 30 people that register for the challenge.
Oh, yeah, I'll
Um,
be right back.
so you might want to get to this event early. We have received, I believe it is 30 sets of sleeves from FCBC. Did I say that right? Did I get the name right? FCBC?
FCBC. I have
Yeah.
30 packs of where is it? I have 30 packs of sleeves right here, and the owner's so nice. I got off the phone with him, and we just talked about what he wants to do. He said, "I wanna get my sleeves in the hands of the most amount of players, benefit the players, don't give it as prizing because I just wanna give it to the players who enter these tournaments and give back to the community." So, big
Yeah.
props to FCBC for wanting to
Super
sponsor
exciting.
our league
Yeah.
challenge, and,
And I've heard good things about these sleeves too.
um,
I think they're
I
good.
sleeved up
So
Gardevoir with them just because the last pack of, sleeves I had on them literally couldn't even overhand, and they were fresh. At the League Cup, I, sleeved them up, and I blame that for the reason why I lost in top 8, and I used them and I was like, "Oh my god, these are actually crazy." Like, they riffle well for people that riffle shuffle, they hand shuffle well, they overhand well, and I was using, like, yellows, but I also got so we got all mints. Those are the ones that are gonna be giving out. Mint's a pretty popular color. I got a box of rose golds for myself. I got a box of blacks for myself. I got a box of yellow. I got a box of mints for myself, in addition to what the owner was donating. And so I look forward to using these. I'm gonna probably use them at my league challenge this Sunday. I'm gonna
uh,
use them
this will be on
for
the 27th. So 2
yes.
weeks from today at Nerd Rage Gaming in Buffalo Grove, Illinois.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be using those. And I imagine people are gonna resleeve before if they have to
Oh
resleeve,
yeah.
they're just gonna be within the first 30.
Oh
And
yeah.
they're gonna be able to use those at the league challenge. They're pretty nice sleeves so far. Whatever happens in the future, we'll see. But I'm really excited to have the opportunity to work with FCBC and to have the team work with them so that we can provide them to our community members. You know, you get your play pack, you get your pack of sleeves now. It won't be an every challenge type of thing, or maybe it will be. We'll see
Who
what
knows?
happens in the
Yeah.
future. It's just a
But
matter of this is the first of, we're opening the door to opportunity and seeing what happens here. So I'm really
and it's
excited for it, and I'm
still
just excited for
$10
it to
entry,
turn out.
so not any more expensive. $10 entry,
Yep.
store credits top 8, I believe. And I'm not entirely sure what we'll be doing with all of the Pokemon Day stuff that we were given. Um, but there's a whole bunch of it. I mean, there is literally something for every type of player collector in the kit that we received. So hopefully we can fill the store up 2 weeks from today and just really have a good time. I mean, it's really like a celebration of Pokemon and everything card games.
Yeah, I believe that, like, our community is probably one of the best in the Chicagoland and in general for the Pokemon scene. We just have so many players who, whether they've made it far in regionals, getting to day 2, it's a matter of the fact that we're able to support our players. So a lot of the players from the Chicagoland area feel comfortable going up to people with the Nerd Rage Gaming jersey or just people they see at locals, whether it's the local tournaments on Thursdays or our league cups and um league cups and league challenges. So, you see a familiar face that you met at Energy and you're able to go up to them at a regional or even another cup in the area or challenge in the area. It's about building our community. That's the whole reason why we're super driven about that. And instead of, you know, being a sweaty team that goes and top eights events, um, we are very, very community driven. So we try to make sure that everyone's welcome. Everyone, we'll let you borrow a deck if you want to play at our tournament. You don't have one, whether it's for following out GLC decks last summer. Um, Loaning out cards, printing out proxies for players because we do a lot of proxies in all non-league challenge or league cups. But yeah, we just try to make sure that everyone's welcome and everyone feels comfortable playing at our shop. So yeah, stop by if you're ever in the Chicagoland area. It is in Buffalo Grove, Illinois, so it's northern Illinois,
Yep,
northwest,
about
northeast, but yeah, northern
30,
Illinois.
40 minutes northwest of the Chicago-ish proper area.
Exactly. We're gonna be um We're gonna be, over at many regionals this year, so you'll just see someone in a bright orange hoodie and just come out and say hi to us, or come out to our shop if you're ever in Chicagoland area, and look forward to our 3v3 this summer, as well as our charity match with some top players this summer.
Yeah. And thank you for watching the stream. Hope to see you next time, or hope to see you in person every Thursday at 6:30.
6:30 CST. See you soon. Have a good one.
Bye.